Hi guys, welcome to Bridget Innovation. No crucial earnings were out today, and no big macro event is that other than Iran, officially announced that they are willing to open Strait of Hormuz. So there is one news, but there is some key mm, thing which I wanted to do. If any of you struggle with fundamental analysis, you have to go forward with money control, continuous back to check balance sheet. If you're struggling to find specific company news all in one place, I have delivered something, which could be vital for you. It was completely built with Claude. I will paste the skill down below, which allows me install it in your Claude code, install it in your Claude. It allows you deeper analysis. You can say you can closely get similar to what Bloomberg terminal, little bit what Bloomberg terminal gets. Obviously, Bloomberg terminal has much more capabilities, and I can never design that good system, but for fundamental analysis, little bit where you can get the Bloomberg terminal, compared to previous quarter. Sure, whenever what this does compared to previous quarter, previous earnings, it shows the revenue increase uh, for the specific year ending, like quarter to quarter and year ending, year to year revenue increase, EBITDA increase, net profit increase, EPS as well. Shows you the PE, EBITDA, how overvalued the stock is, how overvalued the stock is, revenue from operation, whether it's increasing quarter to quarter, EBITDA, net profit, EPS, whether it's growing, EPS was growing, cash from operating activities, uh, you know, um, how much ROE and ROECE is increasing or decreasing. This data should always you should measure now up to your what all I should measure. Apart from this, this should. Uh, I don't want to say if the fundamentals are good, and if this is increasing decreasing, then you can say it's a very good stock. The fundamentals are pathetic and this is also increasing, it's a cue for you to not to invest. So whatever from here to here, if it's showing signs of improvement, and if it's showing signs of improvement, and if it's showing signs of improvement, you can surely invest in this. Return of capital employed, how much, whether it's increasing or decreasing. Free cash flow to capex, comparing its free cash flow, how much margin it actually generates from its free cash flow compared to its capex. Debt to debt to cash equivalence. This should show signs of a drag down. Debt to equity ratio. Main thing which I wanted to develop was is business bridge, where all they stop, where all they mainly sell their products to, by region, recent news of the specific company, recent news. Although they couldn't get the much detailed analysis, there's one more criteria I had added: top vendor to top customer, that you can get in Bloomberg, but here you cannot get it in. I'm very sorry for that. I cannot design that. That requires a lot of API configuration. Similarly for NVIDIA, recent news specific to the stock, previous quarter to previous earning, how much its EPS did. Even for US stock, this is completely, this I changed it in the in the skill as well. This will not show in quarter, it will show in months, whether it's increasing. EPS, how much it's increasing. Cash from operating activity, return on equity to return on capital employed, free cash flow to capex. Free cash flow to capex, this is very vital when you're analyzing AI companies. Debt to cash equivalents, debt to equity, everything. Top, where all it top sells, top customers, top vendors. You may get it, you may not get it, but it is like, very proper fundamental analysis, deeper dive into fundamentals. This is what I struggle most with, getting free cash flow, um, to compare to I compared his free cash flow to his capex. How much capex it burns to gain how much expenditure, how much margin it produces compared to its capital expenditure. Whether the capital expenditure is actually producing real money of the business, and the great cash from operating activity from the core business, how much revenue they produces. So you can install this still. It will it will help you in deeper fundamental analysis. I struggled this with this 5 days to develop this good Bloomberg style terminal. I giving it completely for free. Just I request you to subscribe and like my channel, like the video. Okay, so that's it from me today. Please like the video, subscribe, see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.